Before we get into the video, I quickly want to talk about his build. You want to buy Guardian Ward as fast as possible because the barrier that you get stacks with your 2. Your 2 applies a barrier to an ally and also increases their weapon damage by 25%. And the Guardian Ward stacks on top of this.
Keep fighting.
When you have 2 points in your 2 ability, you also give your teammate 25% increased fire rate. And when it's maxed out, you give it to multiple allies.
Feel better?
You can buy Split Shot as your first item, but I would recommend you to rush Guardian Ward. Split Shot is an insane item for Paige early game because her bullets go through enemies. When you activate Split Shot, you shoot 5 bullets instead. This is extremely effective for pushing waves. Extra stamina helps a lot because, as you can see, Paige only has 2 stamina bars. And Mystic Expansion to make your 3 larger. Your 3 ability immobilizes the targets so they get stunned and they can't really do anything. And you definitely want to combo this with your partner in lane. Let's say you have a Haze. If she sleep darts somebody, you can just press your 3 on top of them and have them stunned. Knockdown is super nice with your 3 ability, but you can also go Slowing Hex. And Heroic Aura is really nice if you have a carry on your team because you can give them movement speed and fire rate. This build is pretty straightforward, but one thing that is very, very important on Paige is that she doesn't have that many core items, but what active items you choose are going to have an insanely high impact on your game. So make sure to adapt the active items depending on your team comp and the enemy's team comp. All I'm trying to say is experiment with the actives and try to fit them to the match. And by the way, I do private coaching in Deadlock, so make sure to head on over to my Discord for more information, and let's get right into the video. All right, we're back with another one. I just want to give you a quick reminder that 88% of you are not subscribed, so make sure to hit that sub button for more content like this. We have a Paige VOD today and he's laning with the Haze, so this is really, really good. One thing that you need to do whenever you're entering lane is to look at the enemy team comp and just try to take notes of whatever is scary from their side. So for their team, I'm scared of the Infernus Flame Dash and getting burned overall. And for Mo and Krill, I'm scared of the Sandblast because that means that me and my carry can't shoot. So I would save my barrier for those moments, or if you notice that your carry is going in. Also, you need to take note to what duo you have in your lane. So we have a Haze right here, and if she sleep darts somebody, we can combo that with our 3 to immobilize them and hopefully deal a lot of damage to them. We want to enable our carry as much as possible here. And remember, whenever you put 2 points in your 2 ability, you also give your teammate a lot of fire rate. So Haze will be getting a lot of weapon damage and a lot of fire rate when we have 2 points in it. One thing that is very frustrating with Paige is last hitting because her bullets are so slow. Don't be afraid of putting the barrier on yourself if you're looking to trade. Unlocks the 3 ability there, puts it down. It actually hit the Mo below, which is kind of interesting. I'm curious what if the hitbox extends downwards or not. Looks like our Haze is just full fighting. We will have our shield in about 7 seconds. Mo should be dying here. And looks like Infernus chasing Haze, but we have our barrier, gonna put it on Haze. It's actually so hard to lane into Paige if she's good. If she's putting shields on her carry, it's really hard to kill in this lane in general. Wondering if he's gonna rush Guardian Ward here or Split Shot. Zones the Infernus out. Another thing that you can do with Paige is utilize the Veil as cover. You can sit behind the Veil and drop your 3 and look for good opportunities to shield your teammate. Goes for the healing right there, which is a very, very good choice. Will help the Haze as well. I generally try to buy a healing right in lane if I'm below 50% HP because you just want to get that HP up as fast as possible. If you're above 50% HP, you can buy other regeneration items such as extra regen or resto shot. I don't think resto shot has insane value on Paige, but extra regen can work. Now we have all of our abilities unlocked. Looks like our Haze is about to fight them on Krill. Can we get the stun on him? There it is. And you see the power of the stun. Like, once he's stunned, the damage you can just deal to him is insane because he can't really escape. And I think we're about to hit 1,600 souls, which should mean that we will have a Guardian Ward here. Also, I want to talk about, it is harder to carry games as a support player, I think, until you reach the higher ranks. I'm not going to encourage this, but if you are in the lower ranks, you can look into a gun Paige build. But at that point, you might as well look into playing a different character. You can carry games as support, don't get me wrong on that. I just think it's harder when players don't have the same knowledge as a higher elo player. Might be a little bit controversial. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Another thing that you can do on Paige is try to swap to a lane with an actual carry. So in this game here, we could play with the Haze, or we could have swapped to the lane with the 7. Just so you can enable your carry as much as possible. You essentially pocket them in lane, and then you hope for them to become big enough. Your goal as Paige is to enable your team as much as possible through your abilities. But again, also through the active items that you choose. So if you just take a quick look at the enemy team here, a Slowing Hex can be pretty good at disabling Wraith or Infernus or even Talon, but a knockdown might give you a lot of value as well, because then you can knock down the Infernus whenever he's flame dashing. You can knock down the Talon from the sky. Can help with the Holiday whenever she lassos a target. You can't really go right or wrong with active items, but there are better ones depending on the game that you're in. Using the Veil really well here. Goes for the Guardian Ward. Just shielding himself. It's just really hard to trade into a Paige. And now Paige has 2 points in there too, which means that Hayes will be getting a lot of fire rate. There's a sleep dart into the stun from Paige. Just an insanely strong combo in this lane here. If we would lane with the 7, we would use the 7 stun into the 3. So just look at what combos you have in your lane and try to hit your 3s according to that. It's really hard to last it on Paige, but we're trying our best here. He's about to get the split shot here. Split shot just helps so much with pushing the waves. And it also deals a significant amount of damage. And what's nice with Paige is that all of her bullets go through enemies. Going for the buff here at 5 minutes. He's right here with the movement. Nice. We get an extra stamina bar, which is super nice. Also, the zipline speed is increased. If we need to rotate, we can do that. But yeah, just try to shove your wave before 5 minutes. The timer is a little bit off, but just shove your wave before 5 minutes. There's a really good ult. And remember, your ult goes through everything as well. It's completely global. So we save our haze there from the Mo ult. We heal our teammate a little bit. And the split shot in lane, just use it on cooldown. If it's off cooldown, just press it. Just press it and shoot, shoot, shoot. Just shove the waves, deal damage to the opponent, and just try not to be under your tower. Taking the high ground here is going to give a pretty good overview for the stun. Doesn't hit the Inferno, it was really close there. And yeah, we're kind of winning the lane. We're about equal souls, but I would say that we have much better control than the opponent. The shield just helped you so much, and now Haze is just getting stronger. And the longer the game goes, the stronger Haze is going to become. Looks like there's a Talon Bird coming in from the enemy team. I see it on the minimap. Is it going to go for us, or is it going to go to the other lane? Looks like it's going to the lane on the right side. Always scared of hearing that sound. And if you want to quickly just burn in front of yourself, you can do what Piggy did there. You can just aim straight into the ground and press your 1. It's probably the easiest way to consistently burn. We also have a doorman with us here. Shielding our haze there. The Furnace is very, very low HP, so now we're just zoning him out. Looks like the doorman won his lane, so now he can rotate to us. And I would say that the mid game kind of starts when the first tower falls, because then players start to rotate around the map. That's another common thing I noticed in my ranked games. Let's say that you get the enemy tower down, and then the enemy decides to rotate to another lane and they kill your teammates. Some players get mad that you're not calling them missing. I mean, of course you can call them missing, but once the tower falls, that's kind of the cue that players are going to start to rotate. How's it going to deal with the situation? Inferno's going to die here to the split shot. Really nice. Might be able to get the Mo and Krill as well. Yeah, Mo just... That heal from the wave was insane. Did you see that? He healed so much from the wave. That was crazy. I do believe Mo dies though. But as I was saying, if a tower falls, just be prepared for players to rotate. This goes for both sides. So if you kill the enemy tower, the lane might start rotating, and if they kill your tower, you might start rotating. So just keep that in mind, and you won't be surprised whenever you get ganked. I talk a lot about flowcharts in my videos as well. So the general flowchart is waves and objectives, then buffs at 5-10 minutes, every 5 minutes essentially. And then you have jungle camps, and then kills just happen naturally in accordance to this flowchart, right? So when it comes to a support character, you are not necessarily jungling as much. Your main priority is still waves and objectives, but then you're also looking at your team and you're hovering them much more than on any character or bruiser character in the game. You just want to make sure that you are close enough to your teammates to enable them. You have a rotational playstyle, so you will be moving around the map a lot, but that doesn't mean that you're not jungling at all. Also, you need to heavy punch here at the second to last light to get the permanent buffs. The vaults are just insanely valuable, even if you're on a support character. But yeah, you can absolutely jungle, you can absolutely follow the flowchart, but it does change a little bit whenever you play a support character like Paige. But you're still farming, you're still generating as many souls as possible, and again, your goal is just to enable your team. So that's what we're looking at doing. He has a very good baseline here. He has 2 points in his shield. He has a Guardian Ward, which means that he can apply 2 shields. He has split shots to push and deal a bit of damage. And I'm curious what other active he's gonna go for next. But that's something that you should be analyzing in your replays as Paige, is what active items did you go in your game, and could you have built any other active items that could have helped your game better. Evaluate this after every game, and you will get better decision making around your actives, and you will notice that you will be winning more games in general. Nice stun on the Victor. And just look for stun opportunities with your 3. Again, try to combo it with teammates, because then it's easier to hit, right? If Doorman ults somebody, if Haze sleeps somebody, if Lash ults the enemy team, you can try to just tell the Lash to throw them on you, or you can try to predict where he's gonna throw them. Put your 3 down. You can actually just press your 3 whenever they land, because Lash will slam down, they will get knocked up into the air, and that should give you enough time. Gonna have 3,000 souls soon. There's a good ult coming in on the Wraith and Holiday. We might stop the tower push here. Might be able to... We don't get the tower, but we might be able to get a kill here on Holiday. Still hasn't used his 3. It's kind of hard. Not sure if that did connect. No, it didn't. Holiday went for the buff. Yeah, I'm curious what active is gonna go next. We might see a slowing hex or maybe a knockdown. I would like to see a slowing hex, but again, there isn't really a right or wrong when it comes to active items. They're just better ones for your specific game. But you can get value out of all of them. This chase on Holiday is insane, by the way. Holiday stun, and there's the kill. We have Lash with us, which is very nice, using the healing right there. And remember, the healing right also gives you increased movement speed, so there is a lot of value from this item. You can heal between ganks or between lanes, and that improved movement speed just helps you be at the right place at the right time. Gets the knockdown there, an insanely nice item. And one thing I want to talk about is that knockdown also gives you increased ability range, which will have a larger stun area, and your ult will also be bigger. There's a lot of value for the item, also gives you a little bit of HP, so it makes Paige a little bit tankier. And once you have split shot, you actually jungle quite effectively on Paige, so you can generate quite a bit of souls on this character. I mean, Piggy is at 10k right now. He's in line with his team, so again, don't be afraid to jungle just because you're a support character, but don't let jungle be the priority over helping out your team and being at the right place at the right time. There are some fights that you shouldn't be taking, and you need to prioritize your own safety. Has the shield maxed out now, which means that we can hit 2 extra allies, so we can hit 2 allies and ourselves, or 3 allies. It really depends. But I would say that the shield is our best tool, and you want to be utilizing it as much as possible in fights. Going for the enemy vault here, just denying some jungle. And once you get the tower down, the map opens up for you, so you can play a bit more in enemy territory. So any jungle you can safely deny with your team helps. Looks like Infernus is split pushing on the side, and now we're just trying to play with our team. Might be able to catch the victor here with our stun, or we just go on to push the wave. And that's another nice thing with split shot, is that you can actually manage waves really, really well. Remember, the #1 priority of the flowchart is waves and objectives. So if the waves are in a bad state, you're near your team, but there is a wave that is extremely bad, you can be on the fixer duty. You can generate souls that way. You can make sure the waves are good, so whenever you do get a good fight in, you can capitalize on it. Another big reason why I talk about waves so much in my videos is that if the wave state is bad and you take a fight with your team, you're not going to convert that fight into something bigger. You're not going to get the tower, you're not going to get a walker, you're not going to get the urn. It'll be really, really hard to get things done if your waves aren't in check. So whenever you aren't sure what to do on a support character, just take a look at the state of the waves, and also take a look at where your teammates are playing, and then make the choice. Where do I need to be right now? Do I have time to get these waves done? Knockdown combo into the 3 there. That is really, really good. I don't think we mind. I think actually Viscous just missed the cube on us. He didn't cube Paige when Mo ulted. That is a bummer, but I think our teammates might be able to get some value out of this one. They're trying to get the urn while Piggy is respawning here. I don't think we will be getting the urn, sadly. Just an unfortunate death, but yeah, knockdown into Page's 3, just really, really good. If you don't really have a lot of follow-up on your team, if you have teammates that you aren't trusting right now, is he going to ult here to try to deny the urn, or is he gonna save it for a fight? Let's see. He's going for the urn. Try to deny it. I wonder if the knockup dropped the urn, actually. That's something that I would like to know. I'm actually not quite sure. I know that stuns and heavy punches drop the urn if somebody's holding it. Nice knockdown into 3. But that is basically your bread and butter combo. If there's any stun or knockup in the game, or if you're knocked down, you try to combo it with your 3, and that is how you're going to secure kills with your team. And even if you are lower elo, you can enable your teammates a lot. I know that people aren't playing perfect. Matchmaking is quite bad right now, but you can do a lot of things on a support character, and I would say that the reason why you can't climb is not because of your character or role. Yes, it might be easier to carry on a carry character such as Haze, Infernus, or on bruisers like Victor, Billy, you name it, right? But there are players that play support the entire way. Piggy is a great example of this, and you can definitely make it work. And there's a lot to learn from this VOD as well. I don't think it's a bad idea to VOD review support players either. I know that damage VODs can be a bit more exciting. There might be a bit more action, but the utility usage and the decision making from a support player is always super nice to watch. That is a war crime right there. You have the doorman cart into our knockdown. I would be mad if I was the Holiday. And recently they made a change with Doorman's ult, actually. So now the only way to get out of Doorman's ult is to either finish the course or let the timer run out. If you jump down with counterspell like we used to do before, it just restarts the course and you have to finish it. So you either want to try to counterspell when the timer runs out to deny the damage, or you just want to make it to the end and counterspell. But there isn't super much counterplay to Doorman's ult right now. The only way is to build unstoppable if you don't want to get put into the shadow realm. That is a crazy knockdown into 3. We are very deep right here. I don't think we can solo kill. But you see there, even with split shot, I mean, Paige is dealing a quite significant amount of damage. It's not an insane amount of damage, but imagine in a team fight, you hit your 3 on multiple targets, you burn them, you hit them with your ult, You pop your split shot, you can deal a lot of AoE damage. That just helps your team so much. Gets parried by Talon. That's crazy. Talon actually hits the parry there. I would not be ready for that personally. He's gonna die to the bird. He won't, but I think that's it for us. That's a bit of a funny interaction there. He can sell his healing right here, actually, for another active item. So let's see what Piggy decides to do. Looks like a big team fight is about to happen. Look at the wave state too. The wave state is generally good. So being here is definitely the right call. Ult there to secure the urn. Shields are viscous. And are we going to chase? I mean, we have our knockdown. We have our 3. Let's see. Knockdown on Mo. He does get hit there. Almost gets executed by the sword from Paige. Yeah, Paige's shield is so good. And look, it's off cooldown right now. Looks like Lash is ulting, popping that split shot, going crazy. And now we're shielding more than one ally, so that's also really nice. Taking the high ground here for a better view for our teammates. If our teammates want to push here, that's another thing. If there are opponents around the walker and you have the majority of your teammates here, you can get the walker and then make the call to push forward. Nice stun, nice knockdown. And as a support player, try to keep your mental in check, be very friendly in your games, and use your voice chat to communicate your thoughts and your intentions to your teammates. If you're pushing a lane, if you're not joining a team fight, if you want somebody to combo something with you, just try to use your voice chat. I know sometimes it can be hard to communicate with your teammates, but your mental needs to be strong to play this type of character. And if you are friendly, more people are going to listen to you and they will be more willing to play around your utility usage. Piggy realizes that we can't really do super much in that fight there, and it looks to me like he's gonna go for that heroic aura, which is going to benefit our team a lot. It's gonna benefit Hayes, also gonna give us that passive bullet resist in an area around us, which is gonna be very nice for our teammates. Gets a bit more movement speed going, sells the healing right, has the duration extender there too to increase the stun timer on our 3, just shoving waves while our teammates are doing work. Again, you don't have to be at every single fight. If the waves are in a bad state, just communicate to your teammates, I'm going back, I'm fixing waves, don't fight. And since there's a lot of jungle available, we can just pop everything here. And again, we're jungling quite effectively on Paige. Split shot is such a cool item on this character. Gonna take the vault for some permanent stats. And I think we can upgrade our speed here, which will be very, very nice for Paige. Just more movement speed in general just helps the character so much. Get superior cooldown going there too. What is the cooldown on her 2 right now? It's 18.6 seconds. So that's not very long. And then we have our active item that also provides a shield. Stuns the Talon there. We have the majority of the teammates with us, and we're also close to the buff, so should be a guaranteed one for Hayes. Looks like the enemy team are getting the walker in the top left there. I think Paige is gonna go for the buff here. This buff is insane for Paige, by the way. You get a lot of spirit power, but also about 20% ability cooldown reduction, which just benefits us so much. And as a support, you can be the designated urn carrier. You can be the one calling the urns, but again, just make sure that waves are in a good state and that you're in a good position to take the urn. You do not want to gamble the urn, as it can really flip your games if you're in the lead. But if it's going like this right now, yeah, we can't really go for the urn here. We have, it's 1-for-1, it's 5v5. There's 2 players on the urn. And be mindful that the urn actually does show on the minimap, so the enemy team will keep track of you. He didn't see the Wraith and Infernus there until he got really close. Good dodge, by the way. He could have gotten a Wraith ult, they could have went all in on him, but luckily he didn't. And if you have the urn, I mean, you can just hold on to it for a little bit. You can push waves with your melee attacks. You can drop the urn, pop your split shot if there's a bigger wave. But it looks like the enemy team is fighting around mid, so now would be a very, very good time to deliver the urn. And now we can push with our viscous, because we have the information on the minimap that there is a big brawl happening in the mid lane. And since there's nobody here on the side, we can just go for the walker, which will give way more value than that fight can provide. The only negative thing is if they lose the fight in mid, the enemy team might go for the mid boss. There's Mo and Krill, knockdown into 3, and we escape. Just a really nice escape. Looks like our teammates are winning. That's a global ult coming in. Let's check out the Haze POV. He just went through the mid lane here. And what's interesting about Paige ult is that you see it on the minimap, but the enemy team also see it on the minimap. I don't know if that's intentional from Valve, but you can actually see Paige's ult on the minimap for both teams. I like that he's playing up here, because then he can prevent the enemy team from sniping the mid boss. And he also has a very, very quick rotation here into the pit. Off the Guardian Ward preemptively here. Very nice. And when you upgrade your Guardian Ward into a Divine Barrier, it becomes an insane item against characters such as Pocket, because Debuff Remover doesn't remove ultimate abilities, but Divine Barrier does. So if a Pocket ults and you put Divine Barrier on yourself or a teammate, it's going to remove the ult. So it's a very, very nice item for that. And with Heroic Aura and Split Shot, we can actually take objectives very, very fast on Paige. So if you are close to your teammates, sometimes you can even solo objectives as Paige, because with knockdown and your 3, you can escape. You have your ultimate ability to escape with as well. But it all starts from the lane where you have to enable enable your duo partner. And if they are just running in and dying and feeding your game, just play for yourself. That's also a really big trap that a lot of players fall into. Guess the Vortex Web there. Very big luxury item, will be helping us a lot. But yeah, if your teammate is just inting and running down the lane, you can die for them first as long as you think that they can secure kills. And communication helps a lot. Just be friendly in your games. It's a playtest. It's not that deep. Just be nice to everybody you meet. I know the game can be frustrating, but it's going to help you a lot on roles as support. And now we have a pretty significant goal lead. We have the mid boss. Gets the knockdown on the Talon here. Combos it with a 3. And I think Talon is just going to die to Haze there. Very, very nice that the Haze was ready for that. And remember, when you put a shield on you or a teammate, the cooldown of the shield is still ticking down while you have the shield on you. So when the shield expires, it's about 10 seconds until you can use the next one. Vortex Web is also such a nice item because it gives you more movement speed. And it also increases your ability range by 10%. So now our abilities are quite big. And when you have 2 points in your ultimate ability, it also increases the width by 4 speed. So it's wider. Not super much to do here. I think Viscous is grabbing the urn. And this is just a super nice way of finishing the game. So if you have the mid boss and the enemy team isn't really fighting and the urn is on the enemy team side, just grab the urn and use it as bait. It's one of the most common tactics used in higher elo to finish games. And the goal is just to bait out the enemy team because they will be turtling and they will be trying to just stall out the mid boss buff. Nice save on the 7 there, by the way, with the Paige ult. Again, it's a global one, so the heal definitely helps. And I think we might get a kill on Holiday here. Very nice. Very, very nice. See, Paige, don't underestimate Paige. That's something I want to emphasize on. And I would say that his choices of active items is good. You can sell Split Shot later. You don't need to keep Split Shot as your 4th active item. You can replace it with any other luxury item that you might need. If it's a curse or something like that, you can definitely just go for it if you think it's going to help your teammates more. But Split Shot is just a really nice item on this character. I think it's really funny how her bullets just go through everything and then Split Shot just amps. That's so hard. Putting the knockdown to the Talon. There's a lot of value from knockdown. Remember, you canceling an Inferno stack. If there would be an enemy Haze, you could cancel her ult with that. There's so much value from the active. But yeah, just try to enable your team as much as possible. Try to shut down the enemy team. And this role can actually be quite fun. I think that Deadlock handled the support role really, really well. In other games, I never play support. I don't think it's super fun. But in Deadlock, I can actually see myself playing support from time to time because it's not that bad. Especially if you have a duo or if you have a player you trust on your team. It can be hard if the team isn't understanding of your plays and they don't really play around you. If they don't enable your plays or if they don't follow through with what you want to do. But overall, they handled it pretty well. And again, if all else fails, I don't encourage it. But you could just go gun Paige and just demolish the enemy team in lower elo lobbies or mid elo lobbies. I've seen Zergy do it in some high elo lobbies. I don't think the success rate was insane. But, you know, it can work. It's not that bad. But don't get any stupid ideas. And don't quote me for this, please. If somebody asks you why you're doing gun Paige, don't point to my video. Just play it off as you're doing it for fun or something. Let's try to wrap up the game here. I think we're about to just finish up. The Holiday is dead. We have our catch. We're in a 65 situation. Haze is not with us, but we just have so many tools to end the game. We have the heroic aura. If everybody gets into the pit, we can press our heroic aura, increase our fire rate by a lot, and just nail the patron. 7 does have his ultimate ability as well. And I think that we're about to see the game ending. There's the 7 ult that we talked about. Piggy just keeping the enemy team in the base there while our Haze and 7 deal with the patron. Notice how he's playing outside of the pit, by the way, just zoning really, really heavily. But yeah, this was a really clean Paige VOD. I really enjoyed watching this one and I hope that you learned something new. Let's check out that post-game screen. And here's the post-game screen for this one. I really hope you enjoyed the video and I just want to thank you all for the recent support as well. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye-bye.